Hello, you guys. How is everyone doing? I'm going to wait and let you guys start coming into the room. How's everyone doing this morning? I decided to get on. Hey, little Miss Muffin. I decided to get on kind of early before um I get I really get started. Hey, Mr. Parker. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope that you guys are doing okay. I decided to come on before I get my day started. I gotta do something. I gotta work today, and I'm gonna take my dogs for a walk and get my exercise in before it gets real hot. Go to my kickboxing class, and then I go out and do some work. Um, I'm gonna wait and start letting others start getting the notifications. A lot of people said they're not getting the notifications anymore. I guess I don't know if you find yourself like make sure all of your notifications and stuff are turned on, okay? We'll give them like 3 more minutes to come in. I wanted to talk about the police captured the fourth suspect, and I wanted to talk about who they're saying is going to be Kamala's um, running mate. Okay. Yep. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Yeah, go ahead. You guys make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Y'all hit the like button. Give me 1 minute. She said, how can I join and change my name? Are you talking about the members? Okay, you guys. Let's put my phone on the charger. I wanted to talk about two things. Police captured the fourth Foolio suspect after a standoff at the apartment complex, and Kamala Harris, the person that they're saying is going to be Kamala Harris' running mate. Okay, I want to get to it. Okay, because I kept y'all holding it too long. Because I got to have a meeting, as a matter of fact, with one of my clients in about an hour. Because I really want to get some things shaken for her. I really do. Okay, they're saying that his name is Pete Buddy. Y'all, I don't know, Buddy. Shit, I don't know. Y'all see it? Okay, that's him. I'm trying to pronounce it. It's Buddy Guyik or something. I might be saying it wrong. Okay. But they're saying he's probably Kamala's running mate. This is he right here in the front. And it says, Pete says he's probably on Kamala Harris' short list of running mates. In an interview with Jon Stewart on The Daily Show on Monday, Pete admitted he will probably be Harris' vice president pick. Stewart asked Pete directly if he's being vetted to be Harris' vice president. He says, all I should say about it is that she is going to make this decision. She's got a process to help her make this decision, he said. Stewart interrupted him. Oh my God, you're being vetted, Stewart said as his studio audience laughed. This is he right here. That's his husband. And these are their two children. Okay. So this is going to be, they're saying that this guy is being vetted to be Kamala's vice president. Okay. Be quiet. They're saying that he's being vetted to be her vice president. I found this very interesting. He says, what I'll say is no matter what the flying formation is going to be, I'm really excited to be a part of this. I'm excited to be a part of this campaign, he added. Pete compared this vetting process to trying to adopt children with his life partner, Chasten Glesman. It was kind of the same thing, but with a social worker instead of a white shoe law firm. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let's see.
Talk to the.
Okay. So, what do you all think about that? I mean, does this assure a win for Kamala? Do you think do you all think that this is a strategy that she's using to ensure that she wins all of the votes for the LGBTQ community, since this man is married to a man, and They've adopted two looks like half black children, right? Um, so is she doing this to ensure, or did she just put her nail in the coffin, right? Because I know a lot of people talk about, Kamala, and hey, listen, I feel like people should vote for whoever they want to, right? I don't think that a person should be judged for whoever he or she chooses to vote for. A lot of people talk about Kamala, and how the numbers are, her numbers are going up and things of that nature. But sometimes that could be a setup, right? To make you feel secure. Oh, she's got this in the bag. And a lot of people get laxed. And then, hey, the other parties win, right? What we do know is that these main medias they kind of put a lot of propaganda out there. They embellish a whole lot. Well, they don't embellish, they flat out lie, right? A whole lot. So, hey, or did she just assure, if she chooses him as her vice president, will some of those persons who I don't know, who may be more liberal, go, well, you know what, um I don't want to vote, because there are a lot of people that still have their differences as it relates to and still not ready or acceptant of two men being together or two women being together. I mean, you look at her, she says she's not black. She looks black to me, and I'm sure for a lot of people that don't look like us, she looks black, right? So, I mean, I think even with that, hey, a lot of people aren't accepting of that. Well, did she just do a double whammy, or did she just ensure that she will win? I don't know. I guess it could go both ways. I don't know, but I found that extremely interesting. In the back of my mind, I kind of felt that, though, that they would do that. An African American woman and the white for well, she says she's not African American. Okay, she says she's not. But she looks African American. She looks black to me. Okay. She is Irish and Hindu. She is not black and has said so. Okay, I guess. Hey, if she says she's not black, who am I? Her father says that he's not black either. He says that he's Caucasian. Okay, even though he's got black skin. So I guess you can be whatever you want to be in this life. Be all you can be. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out why, though, if she says that she's not black, why are black women and black men constantly putting her in our community? Why are they labeling her as being black? What the F wrong with black people? If somebody say that they are not black, I mean, she's not black. She says that she is not black. So why are black people saying that she's going to be the first black president? Female black president. I don't know. That ish is brown, just like myself, just lighter. She would choose that dude to win his state. The father is Hindu. Cypress said, quit calling that woman back. Well, what she's doing now is pandering to black people. Okay, I'll put some hot sauce. That lady looked like she didn't even know what no hot sauce was. I put some hot sauce on my food. Okay, we know that was a promo shot. I have Megan Thee Stallion at my situation, whatever her things are, events are. Okay, that's pandering to, acting like she know the words to Al Green songs and say, yeah, she a sister. I get so sick of our people need some help. And I'm serious. Folks don't like to hear me talk about us, but we need help. We do. We want to bring everybody into our community, that don't want to be in our community. Let them be proud of their community, and we be proud of our community. Okay. The lady has said she's not black. I mean, she been said that. She said, I ain't black. She can't pass for nothing else, but that's what she said. And let her be Indian. That's what I mean. I don't have no issues with that. America is not about diversity like they are trying to push. This ticket won't win. America likes cowboys and gangsters and masculinity. That's true. Positive Vibe says Megan, the Stallion performance wasn't it. need help bad, especially our women. Whatever. It's especially our men, because our men. Listen, don't get me started, Mr. Parker, and don't get me started. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely pandering, but hey, they did that stuff with the Chucks and Pearls. How soon do our people forget? How soon do we forget? And I know people don't want to hear me talk about Kamala. Nobody wants to hear me talk about Kamala, and I'm okay with that. I'm not saying I'm for Trump, but I just have issues with the way that we're so accepting of people who ain't did a damn thing for us. The lady has been the vice president, and she ain't did nothing. They did the Chucks and Pearls because Biden put her on his ticket, and there was rumors then that they couldn't even stand each other. And after they won, they didn't hear anything else about Chucks and Pearls, and she never, still hadn't identified herself as being a black woman. You know what I mean? And she don't have to. Listen, don't get it twisted. She don't have to. But I don't like for people to pander to our community. Okay? And it's like, you can't even get stuff through our head with a damn drill. Okay. I'm about sick of our women just ignoring shit to blindly support another woman. Well, Mr. Parker, I'm not ignoring anything. I see what's going on. I completely see what's going on. I saw what was going on when Biden ran. I knew at that point that our people, hey, anyways. And we ain't seen or heard from her until now. That's absolutely true. So I find that interesting, a Hindu, because we can't call her black, because you got to be honest, she does not identify with being black. You got a Hindu Indian woman running for president. She's the vice president right now. And you have a male white that's in the LGBTQ community that has a man that has adopted black children. So hey, I don't know. The stuff is as bad as Mitt Romney was when he came to the South talking about he just got through eating grits. I thought everybody eat grits. That's what I thought. Lord have mercy. I thought grits was universal. I tell you. So, I don't know, you guys. They playing in our faces. I don't know. Hey, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Mm. And maybe kids aren't black. Maybe they are Hispanic or something. They adopted them. They could be biracial children, or they could be Hispanic kids or something like that. I don't know. I love for kids to have, be loved and have good homes and stuff. So, anyways, hey, I'm gonna open the lines up because I don't really know what to say as it relates to this. And I have to agree with Alabama Hitter. You still have to understand that there are a lot of, I don't care if they are Democrat. It just because you're a Democrat don't mean that you're not prejudiced or racist. And you have to think about, there's still a lot of black and whites that are chauvinists, and there are a lot of women that feel like they don't want women running the country. So you have to think about that too. Yeah, I saw what Judge Joe Brown talked about her. He, hey, anyway, it's gonna be interesting. Hey, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I felt like that was important to talk about. That's going to be interesting to see how receptive. We already know that the celebrities are going to be extremely receptive to this, right? Um, but it's going to be interesting. I'm not saying that a gay person should not be vice president. I would never in my whole life say that. I'm gonna tell y'all the issues that I have. The issues I have is I see an agenda that is being pushed. Right. I think people should do whatever they want to do as long as they are not hurting other people. Right. If you want to be with a man, go be with a man. If a woman want to be with a woman, go be with a woman. But I see an agenda that is being pushed, and a lot of stuff is engineered. Okay. That's just kind of what I see. Okay. Other than that, listen. When people say, "Well, you have issues with two men being together," now I don't have issues with two men being together. I have issues with pedophiles and stuff like that, right? And I'm in pedophile because a pedophile can be homosexual or heterosexual. My point is, I have issues with people hurting other people, not two people being consensual, not unless it is learned behavior that started from a child. At that point, it is still some type of abuse, right? But hold on, be quiet. But hey, anyways, True Aquarius says, hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. Whatever. When you didn't say nothing, I was like, I don't know if this is a troll or what.
Right. I thought you told them.
So what you think about this? So what you think about this situation? Let me ask you this: is the Carolinas, is that a blue state or a red state?
Very conservative, but typically it's a blue state.
Okay, it's a blue state.
Typically.
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing. We're gonna have to vote for whatever we feel like the lesser of two evils are.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
One hand you got Trump, probably a racist, definitely a misogynist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that he has guaranteed that he's going to do this next term. I'll tell you two things that he's been speaking on. Mm-hmm. One, and they both scary as hell, but one of them is giving blanket immunity to the police. All right. So what that means is, if the police feel threatened and they shoot you in the head 3 times over a pot of water, they ain't getting charged.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
All right. Yeah. And then the other one is he went on record stating that by the end of his term, this time, it won't be a need to vote. He's literally trying to turn this from a democratic country, a democracy, to a dictatorship.
You think
that he'll be the king? He stated it. I ain't making this up.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at who he's closest to, like for example, Putin has been running Russia for decades because they don't have the same setup that we have here. There's not no voting. It's not the same setup. That's what he's looking to do. He has stated such. You have to vote for the lesser of two evils, man. That's all there is to it.
But would he be able to do that?
if he'd be able to, but the mere fact that he wants to is scary enough for me. It's scary enough for me. And we already, as a black person, we already have doubts as to whether or not he's racist. Most of us lean to the idea that he's probably a racist. Right? So, for me, that's enough. So we have him on one hand, and on the other hand, we have a woman who has stated she ain't black, and people and women still trying to say she black. We have a woman who recently was on TikTok or something saying, well, you know what they say, they not like us. Lady, you not like us. They was talking about you in the song. You not like us. What are you talking about? Right? Then she there's a recording of her saying, well, I'm not going to just do things just to help black people. No, I'm not doing that. She said that. But in a recent debate, she was asked about what she was going to do for the migrants. She had an entire plan, a 4-step breakdown for the migrants. So you're not going to do nothing to specifically help black people, but you got a full plan to help migrants. The bottom line is that the one thing I'm looking for that I know I'm not going to get from either one of these candidates is a step-by-step plan to form a bill for anti-black hate. You got anti-Asian hate, you got anti-Semitic hate bills, but you got no anti-black hate bills.
Well, let me ask you this, though, Mr. Parker. Who they, and you're right, they have anti-everybody bills except for black. But whose fault is it that we don't have it?
That's black people's fault.
Absolutely.
All of this is our fault. Every last bit of it is our fault. You know, I got some people that are my go-to when it comes to talking about policies and politics. And let's just be honest, because this is what we doing today. Let's be honest. We on Real Talk with Tamara.
Let's do it.
Obama was a great president because he was the first black president. He looked like us. He talked like us. Right?
He moved like us. He was suave.
He didn't have a leg to stand on. He didn't have a leg to stand on in office. He didn't get nothing accomplished.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely. He did not
get nothing accomplished. And it wasn't all his fault, but he's complicit because fight, bruh. That's what we need you to do. You from the south side of Chicago, you know what a fight looks like.
That's
fight.
Right. That's right.
So the thing is that since he left office, we have given up on fighting for what we feel is right. So, with that said, like I tell people all the time, don't worry about the president of the United States. Don't even worry about it. You can vote however you feel like you need to vote, but don't worry about that. Worry about your city council. Worry about your mayor. Worry about your state's governor. That's what you need to look at, because each one of these states can impact their own laws. The reason that every state in the union hasn't legalized marijuana is because every state don't want to. And the president can't make them do it. So focus more so on what your local and city and state politicians are talking about, and fuck that office in the DC, because they ain't talking about shit. No.
Not nothing.
And it ain't nothing you can do. They gonna all of them are gonna pander. Every last one of them. You know what the real problem in this country is? It ain't racism. It's placism. It's economics. The same white folks that love Donald Trump and stand by Donald Trump and ran up into the Capitol building on June 20th or 6th or whenever it was, they just as poor as we are.
Which means that they have the same problems.
Right, same problem. But you know what a poor white person thinks in their brain? That they better than a poor black person.
And a rich one too.
Yeah. And rich black white people think they better than rich black people. the problem ain't necessarily racism. Racism caused a lot of these issues. Racism is at the root of a lot of these issues. The problem is economics. Donald Trump wants to keep the rich richer and keep the poor poorer. And Kamala Harris just wants a title
to slide. She's not gonna do nothing. She's not gonna do anything.
She didn't do shit for 4 years. She wore some pearls and some Chuck Taylors, and every sister in America started talking about wearing pearls and Chuck Taylors. She got in the office of vice president, and they ain't see or hear from that chick for 4 years.
I'm telling you, forgot who she was.
Come on, man.
But when it was time, when that unfortunate situation happened to the young man in Memphis, I can't even think of his name, where the police beat him, she came out then. And that was basically, she looked like she was lost at the funeral.
Right, and I still have yet to hear her say anything about Sonia Massey.
And so
I haven't heard her say a word yet about Sonia Massey. Neither one of the candidates, to be honest, I ain't heard him say nothing.
And so Judge Joe Brown did break it down when people said, well, she went to a HBCU. She went there for a reason. Then he said that it was because they passed themselves. They would not admit to being black, but they want to do it when it's convenient. She got grants and things of that nature to be able to go there.
That's what Judge Joe Brown said. Let me tell you why she went to a HBCU. Because she gets a minority scholarship. She's not black. And I guarantee you on her application, she put down Indian, Hindu. She gets a minority scholarship going to an HBCU. Same reason why you see more and more white people on HBCU campuses is because they get a minority scholarship. The same way if you go to a predominantly white institution. They play in the game.
Brother Dwayne says, but you never see a vice president out front. So I guess what we should start doing is, because the vice president is paid by our tax dollars, and I'm talking about any vice president, we need to know what was her duties. What was she supposed to be doing, and was she doing them right?
And that's not true. I don't know who said that or how old they are, but I've seen other vice presidents. I saw Clinton's vice president. I saw Biden when he was vice president. These people came out. These people made speeches. I've seen them. I ain't seen Kamala for 4 years.
Absolutely.
And the reason I said what I said about women is because you have women all over social media, all on all platforms, blindly supporting Kamala. Like she ain't got the secret pass when it comes to her being the DA for California. Like she, because she an AKA, because she joined the Greek, she black. No. Stop saying she black. That's the first thing. She's not black. She says she's not black. That's like me telling you, Tamara, girl, you look good to be so light skinned. You like, boy, I'm black as hell. Nah, you light skinned. How you gonna tell somebody what they is? The lady said she ain't black.
Absolutely.
That's just like Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods said he ain't black. He's something else. Okay. But I guarantee you, if she felt like saying that she was black would get her over the top and get her these votes, she would say it. But that's all she cares about. And once she get in that office, she ain't gonna do shit.
Nothing but help her communities.
That's it.
What she considers her communities.
And I personally feel like, because I think she is, I think like the Republicans are trying to paint her as a radical, but they did that with Obama too. That's just the defense mechanism. I think she's probably very conservative. So I think the only reason she's considering choosing this gay dude is because she is guaranteed to win his state. I think his state is Arizona. So if she has him as her running mate, I think it's going to guarantee her that she wins her state. I don't think she's thinking that she'll get the majority of the LGBTQ vote by picking him. I think she's going to get that anyway. Because that's another culture that just blindly supports people.
Mm. Alabama Hitter says all of this was in the working in 2020. Let's be real. Dems didn't think Joe would make it as far as he did. It was a part of the plan for her to take over for him. Now she got to run for it. That's why she's always been visible.
Well, here's the thing, though, Little, you right. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't think it was no coincidence that they decided to, Biden decided to step down 4 months before the voting was to happen. I think that was on purpose, so that they could throw a monkey wrench in the Republicans' game plan. Number one, and number 1A, if you step down and Kamala takes your place, then it's less time for people to find out whatever it is that they could find out to sway votes. And at this point now, also she can lie before a debate with Trump, and Trump's not going to do it. He already debated Biden and crucified him in the debate because Biden looked like a bumbling idiot. He ain't gonna turn around and now date Kamala, who was in her right mind. He ain't gonna do that. So now he looks bad. It looks like he's scared the debater. So yeah, you're right. Hitter, all of this was planned, including waiting till the very last minute to throw her in the mix. And it's funny because they call the Democrats, but they actually are bucking on democracy. Democracy says that you're supposed to give us 2 candidates from the Democrat side, and we decide which one of those 2 we want you to back for president. But they ain't do that. They just said, nah, Biden dropping out, we just put Kamala there. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Because the news cycle is 15 minutes, so ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But it's supposed to be Kamala and somebody else, and we decide who of those 2 people are going to represent the Democrats. That's how it's supposed to be. But it's only 4 months left till November. So that's their air quotes excuse to not do it the traditional way. But in all honesty, that's just bucking on democracy. That's headed towards some bad shit too. All of this shit is terrible. I'm moving to Canada.
That's what a lot of people been saying. Get out while you can.
Listen, this shit whack as hell, man. I'm not trying to stay here.
But didn't they say that her duties was to watch the borders? Her duties was to watch the borders too.
Right, but that's, come on, man. She said she didn't do nothing in 4 years.
No, you know what? Because I believe they told her to let as many immigrants in as she possibly could, because they felt like that immigrants would identify with especially that administration and especially her.
Yeah, but who from Canada trying to move down here?
Nobody.
Okay. And who from Mexico? People been coming from the southern borders all the time. That's not gonna never stop. Ain't nobody gonna stop that.
They said she only visited the border. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about moving to Memphis, but they just as crazy in Memphis too. So I'm not looking.
No, I wouldn't advise, because even I have moved out of Memphis, but I don't think I moved far enough.
Yeah.
I need to move on further.
Well, let me know where you at. That's where I'm gonna move to. You need a stern talking to. You need to be talked to.
Why I need to be talked to?
You already know why we're not going there.
Aren't you in Winston-Salem? I thought they said that's a beautiful city, Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I don't know nothing about Winston. I'm in Charlotte.
Oh,
Charlotte got it going on, except for a certain truck driver. who about crazy as hell. Them impeding on my territory. He stay at the chat.
Whatever. They say, hello, Miss Tamara. I'm coming through New York coast. Hey, C. Hayes. He says, and you have the Black Barbie says, and you have racism. Old tan man rules with an iron fist, so the wife has to vote just like her master. The woman has no right in her master's eyes, and the woman's roll over and takes the BS. I guess you talk about Trump.
Well, I'm going to tell you the only solution that I see for us as people, all right? We got to take it back, Tammy. And you talk about that a lot. That's one of the reasons why I always tune in, because all jokes aside, me and you think alike on one very specific thing, is that the way our grandparents did it is the way it should be done. Now, granted, I ain't talking about the fact that some of our granddaddies had whole other families on the other side of town. I ain't talking about that. Everybody do dirt. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about my granddaddy. He took care of his home. Right? But he had a neighbor to the left of him and a neighbor to the right of him that was also black, and he took care of them homes too. And the man of the house that was next door to him on the left, he took care of the home he took care of my granddaddy's home, and he took care of his neighbor on the left. We take care of our home first, help out our people when we can, and that's all we can do. If we do that, we'll be fine. But see, the problem is we got so far gone to where our households are dysfunctional, and don't nobody like for anybody else to discipline their child.
That's true, and they don't discipline them. To include them, they don't even discipline their children.
Right. You raise your a parent. I'm gonna say a parent. I ain't gonna say a woman, but a parent raise their voice at their child, but then sit them down, give them some ice cream, and then the person outside bring your child to your home, back to your home, and say, "Hey, I saw your child doing this, and that." And you don't want that person to say nothing about it. Well, what you bring? Don't touch my child. What you bring? What? Damn, your child was playing with matches outside in the woods. Like, you don't want me to tell you about that? So it's just like we lost our whole sense of purpose as a community, as a whole. And I don't know how easy it would be to get back to the basics of how we were as a community. But that's what we got to do. Once we do that, we'll be fine.
This has been in the making for a long time, though.
The way our communities are now, is set up for us to rely on somebody else. It's set up for us to rely on a politician saying, "I do this for black people, I do that for black people," and then when they get in office, they don't do it.
And there's no accountability. We don't hold them accountable.
Nope.
There are no repercussions for them not doing it.
Because when something comes out about somebody that we need to be holding accountable for, right after that, a celebrity will get shot in the foot, and that's what we'll be talking about.
We have the attention span of a gnat.
15 minutes. That's the fucking news feed. 15 minutes.
And that's how they control us, so that we'll forget. Here comes the scandal when we should be organizing and trying to unite and organize so that we can make demands for our community, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. They haven't had the struggle that we have. They feel like, well, if they don't give a damn, why should I? But instead, when we start talking about uniting, which is what a lot of people fear, then there's a big scandal. Puffy was having sex parties. Who gives a damn?
Right. Exactly. I don't care nothing about that shit. What I care about is the calculated and systematic destruction of my people. When you got two white police officers that can show up at a woman's door, and the first thing that woman says is, "Please don't shoot me," and she the one called y'all because she heard something outside. And the end result is what we got. I understand that he's been charged for murder. He may be even tried and found guilty.
He needs the death penalty.
There's still one less sister on this planet because a white police officer felt like he could do that to her.
And if you ask me, that was some type of premeditation. I think at some point when he got there, he decided, I'm going to, because everything that he did it wasn't even like shooting somebody in the head. That's not, I went through the academy. They don't train you to shoot people in the head. If there's an immediate threat, we were doing rounds for hours, thousands of rounds a day, front and center mass. That is if the person is a threat. She was not a threat. He could have tased her. He could have did anything, but I'm going to shoot you in the head and then pop in the head. First of all, you came to this lady's house because she thought that she heard a prowler and you asked for her ID. It was something wrong as it relates to that. And I think at that point, it hurts me to look at that. I think at that point, she knew. That's why she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." When he said, "Turn the water off," it sounded to me like I think she actually poured it out because he said, "I'm going to shoot you. You better not." And she put the pot up to her face to keep him from shooting her in the head. And he shoots her in the head and then go, "She's done." That pisses me off.
And it pisses me off. And the thing is that I could even somewhat understand if maybe she was holding the pot of hot water in a threatening manner, an aggressive manner, telling her, "I throw this on you." She didn't do nothing like that.
She did not even do that.
In her hand when he shot her. But it's deeper than just he shot her and killed her. It's why did he think he could actually do that? And one reason is because he stayed in some shit and nothing ever happened because of it.
Absolutely.
He had been in six different. How you go to 6 different departments? 6 different precincts. How is that possible in 4 years? And you still got a job?
Most police departments would not even hire anybody that has had that many, that has moved around that much, because whether it's on documented or not, that means that there is a problem somewhere.
Right. But my point is that police officers slide through the cracks all the time. Every time there's a story about one of us being killed by the police, that particular police officer that pulled the trigger always has a history. Every time. This is not a coincidence. This is calculated and systemic destruction of our people. So we can vote for whoever we want to vote. We can vote Harris 24, all we want to, until we start taking responsibility for our own community. Letting us police ourselves as far as these kids, then it ain't gonna get no better. Them same young adults rapping about drilling and naming names and taunting each other in songs and then actually going out and killing each other, they were somebody's kids at some point. They were somebody's babies.
Absolutely.
And somebody let that shit go. Somebody said, "You know what? I got to work to pay these bills. I got to work 2 jobs. I ain't got time." Well, you lay down and have them babies. Make time.
That's
and
right.
If you don't have time, let your community help you raise them babies.
Vet
Go work 2 jobs. If you got to go work 12, 14 hours and you ain't got time to be at home, then you need to let your neighbors know, "Hey, that little boy of mine, if you see him outside today,
let me know." That's right.
Because he ain't supposed to be outside till he done his homework, or he ain't supposed to go outside till the weekend. My kids ain't go outside till the weekend, period. And it got to the point that them other young kids that used to come over knocking at my door at 3:30 in the afternoon. My kids got home 10 minutes. Man, if you don't get the fuck off my porch, it is Wednesday, nigga. What the hell you knocking on my door for? I ain't play those games.
Mm-hmm.
But I was raised like how we talk about how we was raised. I was raised by strong uncles, a strong mama, a strong daddy. Like, I had a community around me, so I knew what was what.
And we understood that if we did something wrong,
since they were 6 years old.
And we understood that if we did something wrong, that there would more than likely going to be some repercussions. But I'm gonna tell you also that was something that they're doing that has to stop. Kids are not being rewarded, anymore for doing good. Well, they want to reward everybody, even if they lose. I mean, when you lost, because there's always a winner and a loser. If you lose, I mean, that makes you try harder. Now, when kids lose, we're going to just, even though this child won, we're going to reward everybody. No, you reward the winner, and then that forces the other person, okay, I'm going to win next time. But as long as, somebody winning, and then the losers are getting the exact same thing, that's the reason a lot of these kids don't feel like they need to compete and work hard. They want somebody, well, I lost, but still give it to me, because everything is being given to them.
Right, it's called a participation trophy. And I ain't grow up like that. I grew up like, nigga, that nigga dunked on you, bro. You don't get no props for standing there getting dunked on. He dunked on you. You need to get better.
That's right.
Stop playing basketball.
That's right.
But the other problem goes back to what I said about letting your community help you raise your kid. I'll give you a prime example. How many times have you heard these new mamas going to the PTA meetings, going to the parent-teacher conference? They don't even go.
They don't go, period.
If they do go, they go with an attitude like, she better not say nothing stupid about my child. Well, ma'am, your child is an asshole. So how about that?
Mm-hmm.
And this lady or this male teacher is getting paid $30,000 a year and is trying to tell you that your child may have a reading disability or your child is a complete clown in class, and you coming in there with an attitude because, one, you gotta you can't be on Facebook while you're in this meeting and you have some shit to do today. What? That's your child. You don't have no concerns about your child. None. But that's our community. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as something happens that's unfair, we all want to stand up and throw our black fist up until the next news cycle comes.
Absolutely. I always said when they go, well, we're gonna get out and we're gonna loot, so we get out and we march. So we get out and we march, and we get to looting and kicking in, breaking out windows and tearing up your own damn neighborhood, that you have grown up in. And so you do that for what, 1 day, 2 days, and then after that, what changes? Because I mean, we don't sit down and we don't unite. We don't demand that policies are changed. We don't demand that people that we've put in place to represent the Black community, we don't demand that they do what we need. Well, what you gonna do for us? We don't sit down with them and say, this is what we need, and we need for you. We're gonna pick you to go up there. We're gonna elect you to go up there, which is what politicians are. They're supposed to be representations of us, the people that elect them, right? We don't demand nothing. No laws are changed, nothing. And so now are we sitting looking at each other? How I'm gonna fix my house? I ain't even got no insurance on it. But you was looting. What you looting for? You tearing up your own damn neighborhood. And it still ain't nothing changed. We ain't even organized. And they want us to be in disarray like that.
And that all started when they started telling mothers, hey, listen, you can live in this nice high-rise community, and you only have to pay $50 a month. But your child's father can't stay in that house. That's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
We we've never understood the power of our dollar. We never have understood the power of the black dollar. Never. There was a T-shirt. There was a T-shirt that H&M had, and on the website it was a black kid, and the T-shirt said, "One monkey don't stop no show." Coolest monkey in the jungle or something like that. And it was a black kid wearing the shirt. This shit was all over the news. They a couple of H&Ms got they rioted the H&Ms and turned over and tore all that shit up. H&M still in business. Why do you think H&M still in business? Because we forgot.
Mm-hmm.
We said, you know what? I need a shirt for the club tonight. H&M got them little shirts for $15. I'm gonna go get me a shirt. We don't understand the power of our dollar.
No, we don't. We don't. Our dollar goes out of our community faster than any other community, and that's because we don't really own businesses, and those that do own businesses, we find every reason not to support in our community.
Right.
As I said before,
go ahead, baby.
Because we talk about how, well, I don't go into a black business because they just seem to have an attitude. But I always use this example. You have the Asians that own the beauty supply stores. Anybody can attest to this. If you've ever gone into an Asian store, don't they follow you around? I mean, now they have cameras. Now there's more technology where they can look at you. They're just changing every aisle you go down. They're just flipping the camera. Now they don't have to follow behind you. But this is what they did for years, and we couldn't stay up out of there.
Right. Yeah, I tell all the women I know, next time I always tell them, when you go get your nails done, turn on that translator app. Turn on that translator app and see what they saying while they following your nails down. I guarantee you won't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
But, it is what it is. Like, what you gonna do? And as far as black businesses have an attitude, I'm pretty sure we can all attest to the fact that when it comes to going to get an oxtail or that curry chicken, the attitudes that them women have, that food is the best. I'd rather have that food than going somewhere else where they don't want to serve me, but they gonna put on a fake smile. But we always talk about what type of attitudes we got. And they don't want to look out for their community. I'm running a business. I'm supposed to hook you up because you black. Do you go to H&M and ask them to hook you up because you black?
Sure don't.
Or because you've been in here? Or because you've been in here 3 times? No. But just let me ask you something. When you're talking about businesses, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men in the world. He is from Amazon. Everybody went crazy last week for Amazon Prime. A woman put on TikTok and went viral with her post talking about how the day before Amazon Prime Day, she went and looked at different prices. She stayed on there for hours looking at prices. And those same prices were doubled the next day, which was Prime Day.
Wow.
But we still patroned it like we got deals.
I'm going to tell you something.
In our face and we allow it.
My second job was I remember, first job was at the fast food restaurant. My second job was at Kmart when I was in the 11th grade, right? And I remember Kmart opened up in South Haven, Mississippi. That was years ago. And I remember around Christmas time, they would mark everything up, double the price. This is what they did like 3 weeks and get you used to looking at the high price. They would have us to change the tickets, go mark everything up. This is markup day. And then when Black Friday came, they would mark it way up. And then when Black Friday came, they marked it all the way back down to the regular price. They go, we do it a month before Christmas or before Black Friday to get them used to looking at the real high price. And then Black Friday come, we mark it back down to the regular price. And everybody's there. You have folks sleeping outside for them refurbished TVs and all of that. They think they're getting a new TV, which is why they buying a new TV every year. It had not clicked. Okay, the TV gone out. Why do I have to go? If I just bought a TV last year for Black Friday, why am I going to sitting outside sleeping on the parking lot to get another TV?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. And it's business.
Mm-hmm.
It's business. But if it's a black business, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
A black business could do the same thing. And you'd have 5,000 black people saying, oh, this foul, this fucked up. Let a white business do it. Don't nobody say nothing.
Nothing at all.
But look, I'm not going to monopolize the time. Before I hang up with you, Tam, just let everybody know in the chat that you're in love with me.
Whatever.
What's funny?
Whatever.
Do you want me to tell everybody what you told me on the phone last night?
I don't remember talking to you on the phone last night.
I know that's right. As always, it was a pleasure talking to you, baby.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Shout out to North Carolina, y'all. This is Mr. Parker. Y'all know he always calling in messing with me. But he has some very valid points. You know. I always say this, y'all. We definitely have to do better within our community. And I know, you know, especially a lot of black men, and I understand, you know, and I had to think about that when people say, well, you always defending the police. Well, I defend those police officers that are good police officers, but I guess I have to understand too. I was thinking about that recently, you know, when I go, well, why, you know, people, we need the police, but I can understand because I worked for the police department for 18 years. Even now with my cars that I drive around, I have police tags on my cars. On my car, on my main cars that I drive, so I don't have issues with the police. So I can understand. I guess I can understand when people say, "Listen, I don't trust the police. I don't this, I don't that." I haven't had those issues. I guess because I've always worked within the police departments. You know what I mean? So I guess I can understand. When, you know, when people say, "Well, they pull me over and they pull me over for nothing," and this and that. Yeah, I can understand where the distrust come in, especially when people don't identify, you know, they just look at oftentimes that folks are wearing uniforms, especially when they've had bad experiences and things of that nature. So I can understand where folks go, well, you know, I feel the same. I feel like all police are the same. If you have not worked within the departments and stuff, you wouldn't be able to identify that. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of good police officers, but I do not stand for those that mistreat people, that try to throw their weight and their power around. I don't stand with that at all. I don't stand with that at all. So yeah, I can understand when they say, well, they pulled me over for nothing and this and that. And I talk about the state troopers, especially in the Memphis area, all the time. I mean, I was flying the other day, and a state trooper had gotten behind me and turned his lights on. But when he saw my tags, he turned them off. And my mother was in the car with me. He turned them off, and then he got behind another car. And my mom was like, "Dog, you know, I guess them tags do work or whatever." So I guess I can understand. As a matter of fact, I do understand when there's brutality, but I'm talking about like the distrust because of what has been shown and what is happening, and people are not able to decipher that everybody is different. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do understand. Because right now only 18% of black people own a house. We need lower interest rates and down payment assistance like they did for the illegals here in California. And that's another thing that we should be upset about, right? You know, you have Americans that have fought for this country that are sleeping outside, that are homeless, that are shell shocked because mental illnesses that came from going over what they saw over when they was fighting in the war or whatever. And they are not trying to take care of them, even if they didn't fight for the country. We have people sleeping outside every single day, even in cold weather, right? But we bringing people into our country and letting them live like fat cats, you know, remodeling buildings and letting them live in and making them beautiful and letting them live in it and giving them about what, $9,000 a month. Okay, so I think that we have to come together on one accord, because if we don't make our demands, nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. I want to play something right quick. And I know they gets mad when maybe I shouldn't. They get mad when I play Minister Farrakhan, and I don't think that Minister Farrakhan, to me, I don't think that he's racist. Okay. When I started looking at Minister Farrakhan, I felt like Minister Farrakhan made a lot of valid points. I know he's seen a lot. Minister Farrakhan is in his 90s. So he's come through a lot of eras. He's seen a lot. Okay, so he has a right to feel how he feels. But I think that Minister Farrakhan had made a lot of valid points as it relates to our community needing to unite. That's not being racist. That's saying that we need to unite, just like any other community. Every other community is united. That's how they're able to get things accomplished. Okay, but for some reason, we just cannot unite. Okay, it comes from jealousy. It comes from that crabs in a bucket mentality. And as long as we see that in our community, well, she gonna get ahead of me, so I'm gonna do this, and that. It's crazy, right? We're gonna always continue to stay behind. I can't stress that enough. I've said that enough. But I think that in our community, and not everybody, but with quite a lot of people in our community, we're just dedicated to being in the struggle, and then get mad at somebody else that say, I ain't gonna struggle. I'm not gonna struggle. Not me. I got a damn brain. I can think circles around folks, around situations that I put my heart into. I'm smart. I know how to go get what I want. Why would I struggle just to fit in? She go into Trump. Them folks just got money. You motherfucking right. You better change your damn mindset. And when you get in them circles, you don't go and take your drama. You move like they move. You look at them. Talk like they talk. Learn the language. And stop being dedicated to being in a damn struggle. We're going to fuck her over. Nah, bitch. You can't fuck me over. You're going to mess yourself over, because I'm going to get mine. And that's the problem. The energy that we put in to trying to tear each other down, you need to put it into trying to build your own self up. Who gonna want to take you up under their wing and they see all you like to do is tear down stuff? No, we bills over here. You better learn the damn language, because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You don't ever hear me say, and money is the root of all evil. No, I believe in God, and the God says, and money answer all things. He says the love of money, the evilness, the lust that people have in their heart for wanting to do anything for money is the root of all evil, because money answers all things for me. It pays my mortgage. It pays my for my cars. It pays for my overheads at my business. It answers all things. Okay. So I don't speak those words out. I think what we need to do is leave that slave language behind. Okay. It's a damn shame that how things can be like generational curses. Our ancestors, they heard it from their ancestors. It's like it's passed through the generations, and when it gets to us, it's the same thing instead of changing that up. No, money ain't the root of all evil, because I need it and I get out and I make it. Okay, but what you willing to do in your dirty, evil heart for money is the root of all evil, because money answers all things for me. And so then you get mad at she up in it. We're going to tear her down. Now, what you need to be doing is listening to somebody who ain't got that slave mentality and change your mindset. Because at this point, really, we're our own worst enemy. Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. This is who? Oh, hey, we winning. How are you?
Everything is good. Everything is good. I just want to say, great show.
Thank you.
Great show. I agree on everything that everybody is saying. The thing is, when it comes to Farrakhan, I think a lot of people are scared of supporting. Is they agree with him, but they turn to everybody else to see what's their reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of see it like peer pressure, because here locally, Nation of Islam has actually done very good work when it comes to helping people here in Inglewood, Crenshaw District, all through the South Los Angeles area. Now, this is coming from someone that is raised by my father as Jewish, Rastafarian, but still the main concept is needed of being exclusive. Because black people being inclusive, that's how everybody else gets their benefits. How everybody else gets their benefits on the back end. Where everybody see, okay, black people, they're going to stomp the yard for equality, stomp the yard for more inclusion. Cool. But all of the fundings, when it comes to situations with government contracts, 48% goes to white women.
Mm-hmm.
And white women is qualified as a minority.
As a minority. And people, and let me just say this, and that is how they trick black women. Let me tell you this. When they say, oh, we gave all of these grants to minority women, black women and black people tend to think, oh, okay, well, there are a lot of black women getting grants then, but they're not going to tell you that white women are considered minorities. So a lot of those grants are going to white women. And guess what? What white men have started to do is they're getting their businesses in the wife's name so that she can get the grants.
Yep. The only thing you got to do is just give her 51 to 52% of the ownership, and bada boom, bada bing. So when it comes to that scenario, it's just a situation of clarification. Like, my politics, yeah, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I'm a Republican, but I fuck with Marion Barry because he was a brother that was actually making sure that 30 to 40% of those government contracts went to black folks. Now, Marion Barry was responsible for Don Peebles. He's a black billionaire worth $7 billion. Victor McFarland, worth $2 billion. A black woman named, I think her name is Joyce Hoyer Bryant. She's worth $2 billion. All developers, and they all went under the DMV areas of Marion Barry's, government contracting. Like, Marion, call him whatever you say, a crackhead, a junkie, whatever. But he made sure, even with his flaws, that he made sure black businesses got the funding, and he fought like hell on both times that he was in office. So, that's why I'm looking at the situation as that is a person that was being exclusive as he possibly could while running office, be everybody's man. Because, I'm just looking at the situation as if we have more Marion Barrys that's fighting tooth and nail, more people like Harold Washington in Chicago when it came to his help on government contracting, then, there'll be a situation where the home ownership will be more than just 18%. I believe it'll be around a third to 40%. So we can increase that government contracting budgeting. Because like I mentioned the last time I was talking, the fiscal year 2023, $775 billion was issued to government contracting, both small, mid-level, minority-owned, disadvantaged business. So that's usually the criteria that most black women would fit in, is women-owned, disadvantaged business, minority-owned business. Those would be the three tranches. When it comes to that situation right there, I know I'm rambling, but I just want people just to understand that local politics matters Minister Farrakhan has done nothing but good things locally. I don't have to agree with his religion, but I do appreciate the fact that, one, he is helping brothers and sisters out there to work together.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Yeah, because, a lot of black people, they get just as mad as white people when Mr. Farrakhan on the TV.
Hold on, I had to put my puppies up. But I agree. He says, Marion Barry was a crackhead. Joel Loves God says, so if you cheat to get ahead, you're taking away from those that truly qualify. He was.
The thing is, a lot of people are double dipping. So if they can get one, they can usually get three.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally one person leveraging three scenarios. That's why I mentioned women-owned business, disadvantaged business, and women-owned, disadvantaged business, and minority business. Those are three tranches usually that comes in, because black businesses in SBA last year, 4,700 black businesses got funding of $10 billion. We have 2.2 million black LLCs in the country. I don't think that's even 1% in the grand scheme.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's been the cry forever, that minorities are not getting contracts. What happens is they're giving contracts to others and then wanting to subcontract the minorities. That's something that we got to stop accepting.
Because when they get the big contract, they're just going to give the subcontractors peanuts.
Absolutely.
They secure the 20 million, where they probably didn't secure 20 million.
Absolutely.
And the subcontractor might get 10, 15% at that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what's going on. They're giving the contracts to white businesses and others, and then in return, what they do is they subcontract the black businesses and give them peanuts. That's exactly what happens. So the black businesses are still doing all of the work. They just don't want to give them big contracts.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to my solution, because black people, we always good on pointing out the problem. My solution on the situation is try to get your credit straightened up as best as possible. Try getting with people with Tamara that understands grants, and try to be able to get some actual experienced assistance. And looking at the tax deeds, look at, the South is open. Here in the West Coast, everybody in the West Coast is talking about my subdivision: Texas, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Tennessee, I've seen a couple people say Nashville was on their radar when I went to Oakland. But everybody's seeing a play where they got to transition. The East and the West Coast are coming down South. People that's still down South, go buy you some land. Go to that tax auction. Yeah, the land the taxes may be worth $400 or $500, but the land value probably is around $5,000 to $10,000. Like I said, take advantage of the situation the best way you can, because more and more people are flooding, and when the West and East Coast goes down south, everything's expensive. The brothers and sisters that was waiting until 2026 to buy that property, it's too late. That's my solution. Get your credit, look at the tax deeds, look at the grant that you could possibly get involved in without a lot of competition. Because, locally here in LA, too much competition. If I'm trying to apply for something, I would need to have a Hispanic woman as 51% of my business.
Wow.
Because Hector, he said, nah, no mayate, nah, no niggas, no niggas.
niggas.
No niggas. Only Marias and other Hectors. But, that's just my sheer warning, because at least you guys have the numbers. Memphis, chocolate. Atlanta is still chocolate. Charlotte, still chocolate. But Tamara, I appreciate you. I'm not going to hold you up any longer.
Okay.
Thank you for allowing me to come up. And have a wonderful day. And everybody in the chat, have a wonderful day. And please, get your credit right if you haven't already. If you already got your credit right, get your LLC and the C Corporation, and go take your ass to these credit unions like Key Bank, PNC Bank, Truist Bank, and two other banks.
Especially Truist banks. They're helping a lot of businesses.
Yes, Truist Bank. They gave one of my business partners from Alabama a $25,000 business credit card with 0% interest for 12 months. So at Truist Bank, they give a lot of. They're very lender friendly. Actually, they're more lender friendly than Navy Federal. The beautiful thing with Truist is you can leverage one hard pull in your credit report to get two credit products. You can either get the business credit card and the personal line of credit, or the personal credit card and the business line of credit. Just for one hard pull. So they do it's called double dipping. For the people that's listening, it's double dipping. So those credit unions very lender friendly. With a credit union, with certain credit unions, you need to apply for the American Consumer Council. But the beautiful thing about it is, once you join, $15 one-time fee. They have over 50 credit unions that do the same situation where they are very lender friendly. If you have a 680 and above, they'll bang with you. Real tough. But Tamara, I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, honey. Thank you for calling in. Okay, you guys. I know we were supposed to talk about also. We got into that for like an hour and a half, which is a good conversation. The police captured the fourth suspect after a standoff. Now, I'm sure a lot of people has already talked about this, that the fourth suspect, and I found it interesting because now they're saying that he was one of the ones that was out there that took out Julio Foolio. If he was one of the ones that was out there that took out Julio Foolio, we saw how organized they was, how they was shooting like they was in a damn cowboy movie. But yet you do the crime and you have the police in a standoff threatening to take yourself out. I think this should be an example for all of these children that are looking at these rappers, that is looking at this stuff, because it's played out on social media now. They should see what the end result is. Okay. You might think that you're in a movie. Okay. You might think that you're a gangster when you're doing all of this stuff, but this is the reality of what happens after you do it, right? It says that police captured fourth Foolio suspect after standoff at apartment complex. It says the Jacksonville Police Sheriff's Office and U.S. Marshals arrested a fourth suspect in the unaliving of aspiring rapper Julio Foolio. JSO released additional footage of the arrest of Rashad Murphy, 30, Tuesday morning at an apartment complex in Ortega neighborhood of Jacksonville. During the standoff, Rashad Murphy FaceTimed his girlfriend and cried while holding a weapon to his head. A SWAT team fired tear gas canisters inside the apartment. Murphy emerged from the apartment crying and holding a puppy in his hand. Police told Murphy to drop his German Shepherd puppy. He complied while whimpering and crying. Okay?
And the kids, please, like, tell them stop recording it. I'm talking about the broadcast. I'm right now.
Didn't he say something to the kids? He said something for the kids, right? Wait a minute.
And the kids, please, like, tell them stop recording it. I'm talking about the broadcast. I'm right now.
He wanted to make a statement to the kids. He should have been doing that when he was out there, doing what he was doing. Hold on, you guys. Let me see. It says Foolio's mom says she's happy with the arrest in her son's unaliving and says she's not a fan of drill music. Foolio's mother is a nurse. She said, it doesn't come from home. I never condone drill music. I don't condone unalivings. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Foolio's mother is a nurse. This is Rashad, 27 years old. So thus far, these are the ones, all of the ones that they have. Police say Rashad, Davion, and Gatwright, 18, are the gunmen who took out Foolio in the parking lot of a Tampa hotel in June. Not Tampa Bay, in a Tampa hotel. Okay, Gathright, Isaiah Chance, and girlfriend Alicia Andrews were arrested in Jacksonville on Sunday. Okay.
He's complaint. Crawl towards me. He's complaint. Crawl towards me. Bro, come on. Keep crawling. Keep crawling. Crawl towards me.
Drop that book now.
Drop the book.
And the poor puppy, I feel sorry for the puppy because he was really in distress.
I told the boat. I told the boat. I told the boat. I told the boat. No.
I tell you, that's usually how it ends. I feel sorry for the puppy because he was just running back and forth. He was so in distress. Y'all know how I am about animals, okay? But that damn fool, if he was one of the ones that was out there doing that, he did that. I mean, they act like they was something in a movie. Something straight out of a movie, like they were straight up gangsters and hitmen. But then he didn't have the guts to take himself out. Now, he was in a standoff and had them in a standoff all that time, but he couldn't take himself out. The report saying they stopped Sean days after the shooting and they caught him with gun, ammo, and weed and arrested him on unrelated charges. Okay. So I hope that a lot of these young people are watching this. I mean, like, you get out there, you do the crime, you're going to do the time. Okay. You see what happened with him? His ending was crawling, crying, snot, boogers and shit running all up out his nose, spit running, slob, foaming all at the mouth, not wanting to go to jail. But he didn't have the guts to take his own life. He was a coward all the way across the board. Let's see. The report saying they stopped. Okay. 1090 Jake said it in the report. Oh. Let me see. Right here, they said the crash out era is over. The cameras are crystal clear to Foolio ain't have a chance. The Rico about to be monumental.
And you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out murder. And they are shooting at Charles now. And you can see that he's the passenger in that car that's moving and trying to flee. And again, they're still shooting at him. He's the right front passenger in that vehicle. It's clear from that video what they were set out to do and what they had planned to do. The investigation would later reveal that the 3 armed shooters were Sean Gaithright, Rashard Murphy, and Davion Murphy.
So evidently, you know, who do you all think told on them? Do y'all think the girl told it? Somebody did. His YouTube channel is End of Sentence. I would take a look at it. He explains it all. The girl haven't talked yet. Sean got caught for speeding before they proved he was in the murder while stopping him. Okay. Yeah, I tell you. Hold on one second. Hold on, you all. You know, I think things are looking pretty cloudy for Young and Ace, because I don't think that they're gonna. I think they're gonna, the people that he chose, if he was a part of this. And I think the police believe that Young and Ace was a part of it.
Rapper Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio. His cousin, Rashard Murphy, was arrested in Jacksonville early this morning. Here's some brand new video that you see there from the sheriff's office showing when they took him into custody. It appears to be an apartment complex there. 3 others were arrested earlier.
Murphy.
News for Jax reporter John.
So they're saying that Rashard Murphy was Julio Foolio's cousin? So the guy that they arrested was Foolio's cousin. That's what he said. His cousin was arrested. Hold on.
Anasibas has been covering the story since the story. A man named Davion Murphy, the only one a suspect in the murder of Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones, known as Julio Foolio. His cousin, Rashard Murphy, was arrested in Jacksonville early this morning. Here's some brand new video that you see there from the sheriff's office showing when they took him into custody. It appears to be an apartment complex there. 3 others were arrested earlier. News for Jax reporter John Asibas has been covering the story since Foolio's murder. He spoke with a person who saw police respond to the shooting.
This is not a scene from a movie. This is video from a hotel in Tampa showing multiple people strategically placing themselves around the car rapper Julio Foolio was in and opening fire last month. The cameras tell the story.
And presumably the car he was in, the front windshield was, I counted 11 gunshot holes to the windshield.
Michael Callanan is a freelance photographer. He was just minutes away from where the shooting happened.
The first responders were just arriving. Actually, when I was arriving there, a couple were already on scene.
More than a month later, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and Tampa Police believe they know who the people are that are responsible and started taking them into custody.
Tonight at 6, these 3 people are all facing murder charges in the death of Jacksonville rapper Charles Jones.
Isaiah Chance.
Back up. Back up.
Alicia Andrews.
Put your hand behind your back.
And Sean Gathright.
Keep coming.
All believed to be rival gang members were arrested. Then Monday night, another arrest. Rashad Murphy was walked out in handcuffs from a West Side apartment complex in Jacksonville. Sheriff TK Waters says all they're looking for now is his cousin, Davion Murphy.
I would suggest that you turn yourself in and come to Jacksonville, come to JSO headquarters and turn yourself in. Let's have a discussion.
When I first spoke with Callanan, it was the morning after the shooting. It wasn't until the next day he learned who the man who was killed was.
So I came home, went to bed. That afternoon, I guess. I woke up and I received a text from somebody saying, hey, that was Julio Foolio.
Can you give us kind of some last thoughts to digest about this?
To wake up in the afternoon and realize it was somebody of notoriety. It was just, I was kind of like, wow, this is kind of crazy.
John Acebus, Channel 4, the local station.
Oh, wow. I tell you, not only did they mess up Julio's life, and I know Julio is not innocent, but they messed their own lives up. They messed up their very own lives. So, it's sad. I think I was looking at Young and Ace, and I think just from looking at Young and Ace video that he did with, I can't think of that guy's name, Alabama Hitter. What's that guy's name that I was saying that I was looking at? That who did Young and Ace just do that last interview with? I cannot think of his name for nothing right now. I think Young and Ace, even though he had an opportunity to get out and get away, he could have, gone far. I think Young and Ace feels like the way he talks that either he was supposed to end up in jail. Yeah, DJ Academics, he was supposed to end up in jail, or he was supposed to be unalive, because he kept saying, he said, I be wondering why God spared me too. Why was I the one that lived? So I think he, in his mind, he had just accepted that bad things were supposed to happen to him, when he could have actually went on and did great things. He has children. If nothing else, he should have been on the straight and narrow, walk for them. But he was driven by revenge, and I'm not trying to take away his hurt or negate any of that. I understand. When people hurt you like that, you lose your friends and you lose your brother. And because when they was talking about Julio's mom being hurt, he said, yeah, I understand she's hurt. My mom was hurt too. He was just driven by revenge. And oftentimes when you're driven by revenge, you'll mess around and mess your own life up, when what you're supposed to do is allow things to play out. Because when you allow it to play out, revenge has a way of walking down the people that have done you wrong, right? Without you creating bad karma for yourself, all you got to do is let it play out. Revenge is going to walk them down, because one thing about revenge and karma, it never misses a step. I say that all the time. Okay, that's truly the walk me down gang. But sometimes, when we're driven, when we're hurt, and we're driven by revenge, we'll cut off our nose to spite our face. And that truly, it seems like to me, that case is kind of similar as it relates to the damn folks that was involved. It looked like it might have been more organized, but actually it wasn't. He got the wrong people, because they gonna talk and they gonna tell on him, because they gonna start feeling like, and they already have. They're gonna feel like, why should we have to be in jail and he be out rapping? and living his life and being a father. I got to be in here. He gonna be in here with me. That's just how it is. That's they all 26, 27 years old with so much life to live. Hey, I hate that. I hate that this has happened. I really do. He says Ace did get out and get away. He doesn't live or go to Jacksonville. Well, they're saying allegedly now. I don't know. They're saying that Ace paid them. But I don't know. I hope Ace was not involved, but if he was involved, I'll say this, if Ace was involved, they're gonna tell it on him. Maybe he wasn't. A lot of people say the girl wasn't there. Lorenzo says the feds is going to pick up the case. So let me ask you all something. How many of you all think that that Ace was involved, Young and Ace? Do you all think that he orchestrated this? Do you all think that he orchestrated it? I just started a poll, so you all can. Do you all think that Young and Ace called the hit on Foolio? Parker says, let me tell you something. If I paid you to do a hit, I'm not paying you until I know where your mama live, work, where your kids live, etc. They ain't gonna snitch on Ace. Beverly Jones says, absolutely. Renzo Harris says, no, I don't think he that dumb, but he could be. Joy says, when we were kids, we couldn't hang out with kids older than 2 years of us. Parents understood the mental differences. Oh, absolutely. I could not hang out with older girls at all. I could not hang out with them. And I was so green, they didn't want me hanging out with them. Even my cousins that were my age. I mean, I wasn't innocent. I did my little stuff, but I did it and I would go home. They would do it and stay out. Joel Oscar says, when we were kids, we couldn't. Yeah. Thomas says, but if you go back to the birthday toast, she is the girl with the white shirt with sleeves in front of Foolio with the shades on. Go back and look at the video while he's toasting. Okay. Okay. I'll go back. I think I pulled that up yesterday or something. I'll go back and look at it. So who do you all think told on these people? Do you think the police was already on their trail? But I think somebody had to have told on them. I think somebody tipped them off. Be quiet. Let me look at the poll. You got 78% of people saying yes, they believe that Young and Ace called. I should have called the hit on Foolio. Phones and license plates traced. They drove their own car. Oh wow. They drove their own car. Early on, they said it was video from gas station and other surrounding areas. Okay. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. You guys, make sure you all are hitting the like button. Like I said, you all, this is an example of I'm happy that this is being played out. I hate that it happened, but I'm happy that it is being played out for these young people to see that this is always the ending result. This is the end result when you do things of this nature. Okay. This is the reality of when you go out and take somebody's life. This is the reality of it all. Not 100% sure the girl was in the party. She would have to be unknown by too many people if she's gang affiliated and Jacksonville is small. Yep, dummies ain't steal a car, drove one of their cars and had their phones on them, pinging off the towers in Tampa. You know what? I think even if that had not happened, I think somebody still had told on them. I still believe that they got a tip. So not only would they be looking at premeditated unaliving, but they're going to be looking at attempted because there were other people in the car. So that's attempted unaliving too. So no, they're never going to see the light of day. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to hit them with the death penalty if they still have that in Florida. Says I'm at work thinking about food. Tim, do you think Foolio asked for this? Not deserved, but asked. I would say that I'll say that he invited it into his life. I won't say asked, but I'll say he invited the bad energy into his life when I don't know if he was the one that took out Ason's youngins people, but maybe his gang did, but he invited it into his life when he did, then went and started trolling, doing videos with the unalive people. So I won't say he asked for it, but he definitely invited it into his life. He did. He gave it an invitation, that bad energy, when he did that. They have ruined their life. Yeah, they have ruined their life. Tamara, they ass won't be eating Burger King 3 for 5 meals again. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah. I hate that. I'm sure that Foolio was hurt about some stuff that they had done, and it was like a revolving door, a never-ending cycle. Foolio did what he did because he was hurt about some people. And Young and Ace did what he did because he was hurt about what had happened to him. So I mean, it's unfortunate that it has ended with everybody crashing out. You're not gonna get one up on me. I gotta get you back. So now Foolio is gone. And if Young and Ace is involved in this, he's gonna be gone too. So it ended with everybody crashing out. So who wins? Nobody. Because as I said before, if Foolio was involved in what had happened to Young and Ace and his friends and his brothers, Foolio should not have taunted him. Okay, he should not have taunted him with that. But they probably did the same thing to him. I don't know. But it looks like it's going to end with everybody just crashing out. So there are no winners. Because like I said, one thing about karma, if you let it play out, it'll slow walk folks down. It'll slow walk the people down that did you dirty. And your hands don't even have to be in it. So Foolio cousin backdoor him and cool with his ops. That's what they said. They're looking for his cousin. So the guy that they arrested that came out with the snot running all out his nose and foaming at the mouth and stuff. So they're saying that Davion Murphy is Foolio's cousin. I know everybody wants Ace to go down for this. He will not unless it's a Rico. I'm not saying that I want Ace to go. If he wasn't involved in it, I don't. And see, the thing that bothers me about Ace is Ace came from a family. I was listening to Ace interview where he said that, when the neighbors would go to leave home, they stole like lights and, because their lights and stuff was off. They went to bed hungry a lot of nights, stuff like that, and you have the opportunity to make sure that does not happen to your children and show some of those family members, help them. He took out Ace brother 23. Then he did a video at Ace brother's grave. Lorenzo Harris says, that's what the news said, but that's crazy. Yeah, they said his cousin. Mr. Parker says G. Finley Foolio wasn't there. He did not take out 23 or the other two dudes. So are you saying that they basically, well, from the way that Ace was talking, he was like, I hope the other guys can go on and find another stepping stone. So I guess from the way it sounded to me was we took Ace out because Ace might have been, y'all felt like Ace was going to be y'all's stepping stone. So we took him away. All for $4,000. That's not going to even retain him a lawyer. I'm sure that $4,000 is gone. Ace was taken out a month ago. They ate all that $4,000 up in Taco Bell. Hell. Hey, Mr. Parker.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry I'm calling in again, but I just wanted to get some stuff straight on this case here. So I understand what G. Finley was saying, but that's not true. Foolio's gang, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Foolio's gang is KTA. KTA, ATK, been beefing for years before them boys was born. They had different names back then. Same crews, same locations in Jacksonville. Long story short, Ace, his real live blood brother, and then two of his best friends that they call brothers were at a restaurant celebrating 23's birthday. They had put their location on social media or something, and members of KTA pulled up on them at the light, shot up the car. Ace got hit a few times trying to protect his brother. I think he said he got shot in the ass 6 times or something. But his brother and the 2 other dudes all died from their wounds. Julio was not one of the shooters. Julio is a member of KTA.
Mm-hmm.
When you have these beefing crews like that, and typically what happens is you have an artist here that becomes very popular, and you have an artist from another crew that becomes very popular. Well, those 2 artists end up becoming the bank. right? They make their money through the music. They filter money down to the crews to move work on the streets, all right? And the beef continues. But Ace is not a shooter. Julio was not a shooter. They didn't shoot nobody. I can never promise you that. But every time somebody got killed from a crew, the other crew would clown them on social media and then make songs about how they smoking on it in a weed pack.
Mm-hmm.
So when them boys went and made Who I Smoke and was naming actual names of people that their crew had killed from the other side, then Foolio's response was to make When I See You, where he shot the video at a graveyard, and he did the song over Fantasia's When I See You beat. She didn't clear the record, but that white girl cleared the record for Who I Smoke. She cleared that sound. Fantasia said, no, I'm not clearing that shit. And she didn't clear the record. But the boy still made money off of it because it's got, 8-figure views on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But Foolio ain't shooting nobody. Now, as far as somebody snitching, like I said, I feel like Ace, whether directly or indirectly, because again, like I said, he is the bank. He is the main bank for ATK, which they say stands for Ace's top killers. He is the main bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether he directly got on the phone and knew these dudes and set everything up like that, whatever the case may be, or somebody of a lower level did that, he paid them guys. But I guarantee you, at some point in time, those 3 hitters or 4 hitters, however many actual shooters it were told, we know where your mama lives, we know where your kids daycare is, we know everything. If you get pinched, keep your mouth shut, we'll take care of your family. Now, whether you 26 or 46, if you decide I'm going to take this money and do this job, you know there's a chance you're going to get caught. If I get caught, I don't want nothing happen to my mama while I'm locked up. I don't want nothing happening to my kids. I don't want to get out and something happen to my whole family. I'm going to wear my charge. My family's going to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to snitch and everybody getting wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I don't think nobody snitched on them. I think that them having their phones, there being CCTV everywhere in Tampa, because Tampa ain't no gang town, so there's CCTV everywhere. And they drove their own car with their own license plate. So they were stupid,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think nobody snitched. Now, if one of them decide to snitch and put Ace in it, then they'll arrest Ace, but it'll be on a Rico.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be conspiracy charges. I don't think that any of them snitched. I don't think anybody snitched on them for them to get locked up. And I don't think none of them gonna snitch on Ace. I really don't.
They said, Hilda says, Spaz people got Foolio out of here. They said they should have never pissed on Spaz's grave.
Yeah, I heard something about that, and I heard somebody's older brother who is not gang affiliated has been killed since then from the ATK side. But that's all rumors and innuendo. I do know that I feel like that's why I asked you that question, because I feel like Julio signed his death warrant when he went to that grave and made that song and made that video, had a picture of them 3 boys on that poster, and was laughing and joking about that shit. Like, for one, I know that's your crew, and I know your crew's bank, but bro, you wasn't there. You didn't pull the trigger. But I think he signed his own death warrant when he did that, and from then he did not stop clowning people from the ATK side. And Julio got shot twice. He got shot at once and hit once. Like, he didn't learn his lesson.
They said Gathright gave up the other 2 people. So that was the light skinned one, right? That they caught at the Walmart.
I don't know nothing about that, and I don't know how Alabama hitter know that.
They said
I know what I saw when I saw everybody getting arrested at the same time. So how Gatewright give up anybody when those first 3 people got all arrested on the same day at the same time?
He says the Murphys is. He says the Murphys is spaz people.
Okay. He know more than me. But what I do know is that the way stuff usually works, when somebody is the bank, they typically are very blanketed. They don't touch work. They don't verbally give orders over no phones or in person. They typically don't have to do any of that stuff. They got lower level people to do it, and Ace is the bank.
Mm-hmm. He said it's public record.
Okay. Everybody from ATK eats because of Ace.
Mm-hmm.
If Ace goes down, nobody is eating. The other rappers in the group and in the gang, they not making no money. Them other 3 dudes on that song that went viral, Who I Smoke, them boys ain't making no money like that.
So do you think that Ace is going to pay for their attorneys because they're going to be watching to see, or do you think they're going to have to end up with public defenders?
If ATK is going to pay for his attorneys, will that money come directly from Ace's bank account? Absolutely not. Ace may not even know those guys. Like he may actually not even know them.
You don't think Ace knows?
He is the bank. He's the bank.
So you're saying basically you're saying that they may be a part of the gang, but they're like the low-hanging fruit that don't have any contact with Ace?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. He's the top of the food chain. He don't get his hands dirty.
Is the gang even that big though?
It's big enough. You know how much money Ace make? Go look, when you get a chance, go look at Who I Smoke and tell me what you see as far as numbers. I think it's up to 80 million views. Now, you make money off of YouTube. You know how much money that is. That's just one song. He dropped 2 songs, one the next day after, or the same day technically by time standpoint. He dropped a song the same day Julio died, and another song a couple days later. Go look at those views. And that's just recent stuff. He gets paid for touring. He gets paid for feet. Like, the boy paid. And he's got a record deal. So he got money. And that money is filtered back into the game. That's where your Rico comes in, but they got to prove it first.
Mm-hmm. They said Ace said he got a call at 5 a.m. when Foolio was unalived.
Yeah, he said that on the song. And he said that on that interview with Academics because he had already said it on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But then he backtracked in the interview. Like, that interview ain't tell me shit. It just tell me he's media trained. That's all it told me. Because nothing he said made sense. He said he ain't never met Foolio. You believe that?
No, I believe he's met him. I believe they've seen each other in person, whether it was in passing or what.
Because just like you said, Jacksonville is small in comparison to major cities. I don't believe he ain't never met Foolio. I don't believe he ain't never had a conversation with Foolio, but that's what he said in the interview. But he literally said in the hook of his song about Foolio that he got a call at 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But if his phone don't have, it's like, it's not about what you know about what anybody say. It's about what you could prove. So the police can say we feel like the Youngin Ace, the artist Youngin Ace, had something to do with it. They can say that all they want. But until you can say, Youngin Ace got a call from this number. This number has been proven to be such and such a phone who was in Tampa, or whatever, or this, that, and the third. And he did get a call at 5 o'clock. Until they can put all that pieces together, it's just talk. It was just hearsay.
Hitter says JS.
They would.
No, go ahead, hon. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say they will need somebody to flip if they want to arrest Ace.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, they're not gonna arrest Ace. There's no paper trail to Ace.
Alabama Hitter says JSO picked up Gathright and he gave up the other two on June 27th. Let them go after 48 hours after Tampa and JSO got everything together. They picked them up. They picked them back up on Saturday, June 27th.
Oh, okay. Well, what I do know is that their phone, they took their phones with them,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's the first no-no. Burner phones. And then somebody drove their own car with the license plate still on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-hour drive to Tampa. They wasn't very smart.
No, I mean to even do that, because it looks like the cameras got them at every angle, but they had on masks, so somebody definitely had to give them up.
Right. Those dudes that killed young dogs in front of that cookie store, they was driving that white Mercedes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dumb. Stupid. You're driving a white Mercedes with a plate on it that belongs to somebody that's involved with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That was how many years ago? 2, 3 years ago?
3. Mm-hmm.
And these shooters, Foolio, none of them knew about that story and said, you know what, maybe I want to drive my own personal car. Like, just dumb. The lesson here is don't be stupid if you're going to do something.
Right. And don't do it.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Of course. But if you're going to do something, don't be stupid when you do it.
And the moral of the story is for these young dudes. You see how that guy came out crying and snot, but you see how organized and how they had they were like trained hitmen out there when they did that to Foolio. But the reality of it is they don't want to go to jail. It even looked like the light skin when they got him, his nose and stuff was red.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was sitting in the rain, you could tell he had a lot of regret just from the weight of his body. I know he had his head down, but you could tell from his shoulders, like he knew that was it for him. His body posture.
I don't think all of these, and I call them young kids, but I don't think all of these young adults are suffering from any severe mental issues. I do think that a lot of people in these impoverished neighborhoods do suffer from some type of PTSD, etc. Right? But I don't think everybody is. So I think a lot of times when you see these kids who committed these murders in cuffs and you see them emotional, I think a lot of times some of it has to do with, as soon as I did it, I felt like, damn, why I do that? It wasn't worth $4,000, or it wasn't worth like, and they carry that from the time that it happened to the time they get arrested. So a lot of them, and I'm not saying they are happy that they got arrested, but a lot of times they feel like it's a relief because they had so much on their shoulders. Like, come on, man, like I not to put my business, but I've been in the streets, man, and some of that shit will weigh heavy on your ass. Some of the shit you do in the streets will weigh heavy on you unless you're just a cold-blooded psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these kids ain't that.
No, they're not.
Most of these kids grew up on a particular type of music and grew up living in a particular type of neighborhood, and they legitimately think this is a game until they pull the trigger and they see what bullets do to flesh, and then they can't handle it.
I agree.
That's why very few of them have multiple bodies Most of them have one body, two bodies that they had. It happened in, in one particular incident, and then they lose it. You have, to be honest, something that's never really spoken about a lot. You have a higher suicide rate in the hood because of what people got to do to live or survive, and they can't handle it. They ain't really built for that.
Hey, Linda Jones. Hey, Tyranny. How are you guys? Yeah, they says, G Finley says saying Ace doesn't know these guys is like saying Gotti don't know Drop.
Okay. One thing I ain't about to do is go back and forth with G Finley because I like G Finley. And I ain't gonna go back and forth with Alabama Hitter because I like Alabama Hitter. But I know what I know, and you know what you know. That's just it. What Alabama Hitter was saying might be right. He could be right because I haven't looked at stuff on this. I haven't looked at anything on this in a couple of days. But that whole Jacksonville scene is something I've been kind of paying attention to and studying for a couple of years now.
Let me ask you something though. Do you see a comparison in this case and the Young Dolph's case? Do you?
No, I do not. I don't see. Only comparison is if somebody's son is dead for no reason.
Right.
But other than that, no, because Dolph is a totally different figure. Dolph, I see more of a comparison with Dolph and Nipsey.
Okay.
Of course, you have a group of people in Memphis who were not fans of Adolph, right? Adolph, not Young Dolph, Adolph. They weren't a fan of the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of Memphis revered, loved, and respected Dolph. Well, it's the same thing with Nip. That's why when Nipsey was murdered by a fellow gang member, you had Nipsey was a rolling 60. At his funeral, at any type of gathering they had for Nipsey's passing, you had 8 Trey Gangsta Crips there. 8 Trey Gangsta Crips and rolling 60 Crips are mortal enemies that have been for 3 decades. But you had people that respected Nipsey so much, and not only Bloods, but other Crip gangs that didn't get along with his gang at those processions because of the man Nipsey Hussle. Same thing with Young Dolph. And Young Dolph was not making music. He made one diss record about Jug and Yo Gotti several years before he was murdered. But Foolio, he stayed talking about people and going online and clowning people when they died and going to their graves. Like you said, he invited that energy. It's nothing the same to me. It's just the latest.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the latest in a long line of young men, young black men who had opportunity to change their surroundings, change their life, apply generational wealth, and threw it all away because they needed to have a tough guy persona. And it's sad.
It's sad. It really is. It's sad. I mean, nobody wins. It seems like everybody is crashing out. Nobody wins.
Yeah. But no, like I said, they're really on. I don't even look at Biggie and Pop that way. I think Nipsey's murder is a bigger deal than even Biggie and Pop. That's just to me on the outside looking in. Whether it impacted more people is not what we're talking about. But I think when you take somebody from this planet, if that person that you are taking from this planet is a person that was in position or was about to be in position to change lives, then Nipsey and Dolph it don't get much bigger than that. I think that's why you have athletes that pass away all the time, right?
Yeah.
But when Kobe passed, it just impacted the world more.
Yeah.
You have athletes that pass in car accidents, pass by violence. They were sick and died. But when Kobe died, that thing was just totally different. Because Kobe was Kobe. He was revered. He was bigger than the NBA to a lot of people. And to a lot of people, Young Dolph was bigger than just rap music. He's not called the king of Memphis for nothing. He wasn't the first rapper from Memphis. So he earned that status. And only people from CMG feel like, yo, Gotti is the king of Memphis. Everybody else in Memphis knows it was Dolph.
Right, because when they were saying that, I was like, I never heard that. Nobody ever considered him the king of Memphis.
Right.
Linda Jones says they're supposed to get out the hood, not die in the hood. It's levels.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But see, the same thing for me, the thing that kind of pissed me off the most about Young Dolph being murdered was the fact that he was actually on his way to do that turkey drive that he do every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, bro. He's on his way to do good.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like he was on his way to a party or was on his way to fuck with some hoes, excuse my language, but it just, he was on his way to do good and this happened. Like,
I mean, it's sad. I really hate that, but it's almost like that's the way that they wanted it planned, we're gonna take him out on his way in his own city, on his way to give back. That's a sadistic, jealous,
right,
evil.
Well, let me ask you this before I hang up, Tam. Do you think, and be honest, do you think that Cypress has something to do with it?
Cypress has something to do with what? Young
Dog.
No. No. No, I don't think that.
Oh, shit. Cypress has something to do with it.
No, I don't believe that. Lord have mercy.
I'm out, mama.
All right, hon. Thanks for calling back. Bye-bye.
Yes, man.
Mr. Parker crazy. Cypress gonna wake up now. Somebody gonna ask Cypress. Lord have mercy. Y'all make sure we don't have, if y'all haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We don't even have 100 likes. Y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the like button so that we can get enough likes in this room. We need like 40 more likes, you guys. We need 40 likes. Yeah, I get tickled when as the country people say, in this joint. They don't say joint. In this gent. You in the South when you're in this gent. Lord have mercy. Them gents. Yes, you guys, please hit the like button. Please run the likes up. Run the likes all the way up for me so we can get the video into the algorithm. Okay, so now we need 30 more likes. We need 30 more likes. Okay, just to do a recap. Hey, 70s hip hop platoon. I love the 70s hip hop and music. Oh my God, I love it so much. And the 80s music. Next year for my birthday, I'm doing a 80s party. I am doing an 80s party next year for my birthday. Everything is all 80s music. You got to dress like you're in the 80s. I'm gonna try to get some people like to perform from the 80s. It's a lot of I'm telling you, it's a lot of like rappers that had hits and stuff from around Memphis from the 80s. I wish I could get like 3-6 because I grew up with Paul and then we grew up in the same neighborhood when we moved to Twinkletown. They was already living there. But I know Paul, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know people talk a lot about DJ Paul, and Paul always had an arrogance and all that. He was always funny though. He was a jokester, but he would try to be serious with it because he liked to talk about people. But Paul was working hard even then. But even before Paul and 3-6 Mafia and all of them, I know Paul and Ricky was okay. I didn't know Juicy J and them because I think they are from North Memphis. Paul and them came from out of Whitehaven and Twinkletown. ZK said that's my era, and we all invite. Everybody is invited because we're gonna make sure we have a lot of security for the crate. Look, somebody done went and got Cypress, y'all. I told y'all. They went and woke him up, y'all. They went and woke him up. I believe Alabama Hitter did that. Alabama Hitter done went and got him. I know Alabama Hitter did that. Look, G Finley says, get Gotti to do 5-star chick for you. That's one of the only songs that I told y'all. Gotti got a song that I like. I like 5-star chick. It says, tell Cypress not to lock the door so the feds won't have to kick it in. Cypress, they done went and woke Cypress up. Cypress come in and said, what happened, y'all? Lord have mercy. Lord, he calling in. What's up, Cypress?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Look, in the back of my mind when he said that about Cypress, I said somebody asked Cypress. I said, I bet Hitter get ready to call him. Hitter gonna call Cypress and wake him up.
Nah, he haven't called with me. I've been on channel all since he's been on. I just had a free phone call here. I've been home.
Oh, okay.
So when he's doing this party again?
And next year. Did you hear what Mr. Parker said?
What Mr. Parker said? I missed.
Mr. Parker said, do I think that you was involved with what happened to Doc?
No, she don't think that. No, I would never participate in nothing like that with a bunch of fools that look like me.
Look, Mr. Parker says snitching ass tail. Everybody heard it, Mr. Parker. You put it out there for everybody to hear it. Cypress probably heard it anyway because he gonna come back in and talk about what had happened, G Finley. And then look, Mr. Parker almost made me choke. About, do you think Cypress had something to do with it? Mr. Parker crazy. Oh my God. That caught me off guard. I said Cypress had something to do with what?
Oh no, Cypress ain't have nothing to do with that.
You ain't had nothing to do with what happened to Young Dog?
No, I don't know. That ain't me that love. They can have it.
Look, TB21 said, Mr. Parker, Miss T, let the Lord use her. He said, I can't be your husband. You gonna snitch now. He put it out there for everybody. Cypress jumped in the room as soon as he said it.
See how God works?
You was already listening. I said in my mind, I said, he done put it out. I said, Alabama Hitter gonna call Cypress because he wasn't typing. Because I was seeing Alabama Hitter was constantly typing. When he stopped typing, I said, I bet he calling Cypress.
I went out there, but that was messed up what happened to him, though, Mr. Carter. If you really want to go through, that was messed up how they did it. But I think the federal indictment, so we have a lot of people get jailed on the floor.
You talking about with Young Dog?
Yeah. The federal indictment gonna have a lot of people probably shot.
Mm-hmm.
Just go get the platinum, y'all. Y'all ain't got the platinum. They go get the platinum because that's what most of the action did.
That's where the action go down there in the platinum. I dropped some exclusive in the platinum last night. I had been holding it for. Look at Alabama Hitter laughing. He know it. When I saw him, because he was steady typing. When he said that, I said, Hitter ain't typing. I bet you he getting Cypress.
Well, you know, Cypress are never too far away.
I said they gonna call and wake him up. Because you be sleeping. Oh my God. Look, Cypress, somebody told me one night they got on your live. And it was about 3:00 in the morning and you was snoring. And they said it was 36 people just hanging in there. And you was snoring on the live. I said, Lord have mercy. Cypress, you done fell asleep on my live. You used to fall asleep. And I said, who is that snoring? Cypress, is that you? Huh? No, that ain't me.
Yeah, I guess I can slide to Memphis and come to that party.
You try to act like you scared of Memphis. You know you ain't scared of no Memphis.
Can I bring some of my CMG quick?
No, they'll never follow me home. You ain't get ready to line me up. You will never line me up. You heard what Stan G said. They messing with women.
No, I don't think they trying to PM my women. I think Stan would do this. I don't know about the messing with women part.
You said what now?
I said I don't know about the messing with the women part.
But Stan G said they messing with his sister. Didn't he say that yesterday?
Stan G. It's not good to be in cahoots, man. I told you.
You told him?
I told you. You just had to keep pushing. It's not good, but you're in cahoots with killers.
$24.99, Mr. Parker. $24.99. Mr. Parker always be wanting me to answer that question because I tell him every time he come in here so he could try to open the door on saying something else.
What he trying to find out how about the platinum?
He asks me that every time he come in. That's every day. And I tell him.
Add the extra penny to that, and then add a couple more dollars worth of taxes that you two go charge it, and then you got your plan. It's gonna be worth it.
Mr. Parker, it's worth it. Mr. Parker, I can't believe that you would think that it's $25 a year. for the platinum.
What do you think he's trying to buy a jet magazine?
And now he trying to be funny.
$25 a year. No, man, that's $25 a month, man. After that platinum news yesterday, my head was hurt so bad.
Why your head was hurting, Cypress?
I had to go sleep. I had to lay down after that platinum live yesterday.
Mr. Parker, what you ask every time you come in, every day, and I tell you,
I couldn't take that news right there. That really.
Mr. Parker, I'm really worth more than what I say in there. It's worth more than $25. I was going to say I'm worth more than myself, the person is worth more than 25 million.
Oh, Mr. Parker, don't do one no place.
Shoot, me, the person worth more than 25 million, Mr. Parker. So I'm closing all doors on whatever your mind is trying to conjure up to say. I'm worth more than 25 million.
Yeah, after that platinum live yesterday, I was pretty much disturbed yesterday. I had to take me a nap.
Why you have to take you a nap, Cypress?
Cause that news that she will with those Cypress.
Cypress, why though? I had been telling y'all I've been holding this for over a year.
I get it. But that's the cool one.
Okay, so okay. Well, you said Gotti was the cool one too.
I mean, Gotti, Gotti can be an asshole sometimes, okay? But Juke was really nice.
I was gonna say that everybody said Juke was the cool one because he kind of mixed and mingled with the people.
Man, Gotti didn't do that. But yeah, that live yesterday, that had me count. I had to go take a nap. I normally don't do that.
It had you there wore out.
Cause I'm like, he actually the cool one that, you know, that just flies under the radar. So go get the platinum, y'all. Just go get the platinum, all I can say.
Well, I tried to tell you that them dudes was in knee deep, knee high, as they say.
That's not as close to old boy as you can get.
So you don't think that? Okay, so okay. I tried to tell you, and I know it's got to have a lot of validity to it because the same person that had told me about the other one that was arrested, that was going to be arrested, told me at the exact same time about that one.
So let me get this right. He's going to be charged with something.
That's what I was told. The Joy Loves God says, Cypress says Gotti can be an a-hole sometimes. Other times he's a real hole. Yeah.
I mean, Gotti, he ain't said no bad kind, but he just be full of shit sometimes. He be low, you know. He'll help people, but he an asshole at the same time.
Well, if you're going to be an a-hole, I don't even want you to help me.
Yeah, he could be an asshole sometimes.
But you know, that's how business people are. I'm gonna tell y'all something. most business people, my dad used to say when he was teaching me business, I used to go, that person act like they don't want to, you know, do it, or they don't want to deal with me. Oh, excuse me. My dad used to always say, you don't care how they feel as long as they give you what you want. But like for me, I feel a certain way. Well, they don't want to do it, so I don't want them to do it. But when you got people that's in business that's making a lot of money, they feel like I don't give a damn what they feel. Just give me what I want. I don't have that type of mentality. But my dad had to always teach me. I would go, well, they act like they didn't want to do it. He would go, did you get what you wanted? That's the bottom line. You don't care how they feel. I would go, what? I don't know. I feel a certain way. My feelings hurt.
Well, I go home, drink some Coca-Cola, and take a nap, and wait back up and try it again. Yeah, this is gonna get pretty bad, y'all.
So, so what you think that what you think the trial? Well, let me ask you this before I get into what you think the trial gonna bring. What you think about Kamala running mate being a gay? Her vice president is going to be a gay man, that has a husband, and they adopted 2 black children.
Oh my God! I mean, I don't knock people for what they are. There's an extra motivation to get the certain community behind her to make sure she wins. That's just. I mean, they put it out all stops to try to pull this thing out.
But do you think because I'm like Hitter now, you have to think about though, America is pretty phony. They say we're united, the land of the free, the home of the brave. We really ain't free. And so when you start thinking about, even though Kamala says she tries to disassociate herself from being black, when white people look at her and others, they look at her as being black. Indians probably don't. A lot of them probably don't really accept her because she don't really look like them. She has more ethnicity. She looks more black. It takes, they say she, her dad says he's Caucasian, but he's a dark skinned Caucasian. She says it takes 2 Indian people to make an Indian child, and Kamala didn't have that.
Right. If she don't accept being black, and all these Negroes will go out and vote like the damn fool.
So even though Americans might grin and this and that, the truth of the matter is, they're still not accepting of a lot of things that they claim they're accepting of.
They don't even like black. They don't care for black.
And
they're gonna pose for a picture with a bottle of damn hot sauce. That ain't at least hot sauce is bad, dude. And that's enough for a stupid nigga to go vote for.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, but anyways, what you think this? So, the trial starts in September. That's what they're saying. The trial is supposedly going to start in September. So, what do you think? Do you think it's going to bring out the worst, or you think it's going to be a speedy trial? People going to do what they're supposed to do, or you think?
We got black folks involved, so niggas ain't gonna never do what they're supposed to do. That's it. I want to know if the Steve Moore gonna cash one of the Rock Nation chicks went to a curveball to pull the trial back again, but I think a lot of stuff gonna come out and people gonna be like, what?
I don't know. There's a guy who I did some work recently for his defense attorney. And it's the case he's actually the defendant. His situation happened back in 2017. And he just getting ready to go to trial in March of next year.
Hey, I don't know what I don't know what they can. They better than me. I can tell you that much. I just don't. I hope they don't do no more snitching.
I mean, that's what's being served right now. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's being served.
Yeah, they can cut out all the snitching. I can deal with it. Like, man, just you get the crime, do your time, man. I come from that area. You get the crime, do your time.
Pimp Out Rise, you sure got that right. He said, hey, Tam, that D sure can be addictive when you get it. Direct deposits. You got that right. That's all I want. I want the double D's.
I know that's right. But I don't know. I think this trial should end quick because this is what they finna do. They finna bring all these fools in here, drag them into the courtroom. And they all gonna testify against Trayvon. He cooked. I hope they make it speedy because.
Why do you think Jamarcus looks so sad?
I don't think he should be saying he going home.
You know what's so weird is that Stray Drop's trial starts on the 23rd of September, and Jamarcus has to appear in court, but it says that he's appearing in court to have his sentence thrown out, his sentence suspended. Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. They gonna bring him in there, testify against Trayvon, put his black ass on the stand, force Trayvon out. He going home. But don't be surprised, y'all, if they drag Shondell Barnett into the courtroom for the trial. And they ain't been looking for him all year.
They ain't got to look for him because they put an ankle monitor on his leg. Hell, when he left that.
Yeah, they know they know exactly where he is. So when a big trial comes, they hauling his ass in.
I thought I had put out some tea about him, but I was talking to somebody. It was like, you didn't put that tea out, so I probably need to put it in my members.
Y'all better go get the members.
Look, Alabama here said y'all can get the double D. Let me get the EFT. I wish I could. That's why I was so mad about. They were saying that Jose, whatever his name, Jose something, was trying to get some food stamps in my name. I was like, that pissed me off. You gonna get food stamps in my name, not give me none of them? Shoot, at least break me off of something. You gonna try to mess my name up like that? Food is hot. C. Haynes says T out about who? C. Haynes, we put that into the members, love. Get you a member, C. Hayes.
Even though we know you probably somebody else under different. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we get it.
I hope it don't start no riots. I really say that I think the National Guard should have came into Memphis anyways. But I think that they should definitely bring in the National Guard and put it around the 201 Poplar when that trial starts. I do.
I think the feds can start doing a sweep. Well, now let me not say too clearly. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just know it's a thunderstorm coming in Memphis.
Mm-hmm. I've been praying that it does not turn out like that. That's what I pray. Right. I pray that it's not a riot and people don't start taking each other out again. I really don't want that to happen.
Well, I don't know what to say. And once the trial starts, it's all be the free niggas to go to Jesus. Well, it's not like it. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to spike back up. They're going to spike back up the killing soon because there's going to be stuff that's going to come out that people ain't heard.
That documentary, Alabama Hitter, whose page was that documentary on? somebody had did like a little documentary from out of Memphis. Was it True That's Page that's got that documentary on it? It's not True That's Page. I thought that was True That's Page that I looked at that documentary.
True That probably got it on there, but you talking about the one that the that put out?
That who put it out? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Me neither, but they put it out. We called it. They snatched it down when they had the money bags and the big 30 and the young mom and all that. They documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on somebody else's page. I ain't gonna mess with it then, because I don't know who that is. They might try to.
Still got it. I think it's over here. I think Hill's got see the breakdown about it on Hill's side. Well, like Hill's actually this still over.
Hold on, I'm ready to see. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button, because he actually made a lot of, whoever did it actually made a whole lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. Let me see.
I think it's on Hill's line. Hill's did it.
That's not it.
Is that it? I don't know if Hill still got it up though.
Is that it?
Do it. And like, what we need to give you was this. Y'all ain't got no money. I want no money.
Oh, so you and him are so good.
We good. I ain't got no. Everybody know what's what.
Who broke it down? Because I want it to be where who is Memphis Scene 88? Because I don't want them striking at my page. Let me see something. They took his whole page down?
No, he took his whole page down. So I'm thinking maybe he got a phone call or something about doing that test. He put a lot in there. I think, let me check. Yeah, he took his page down. He took the whole page down. I'm guessing he got a phone call. But yeah, then he'll fix a breakdown of it. It's on his page.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he took his whole page out. I'm guessing he might got a call about putting all that in there. And he'll take things right now.
Okay, he can't strike. Okay. I don't reckon True that'll strike at me. I probably.
Asked me where I'm from and where I'm out in Oakland, where I come, and I said.
After Dolph did the I Need a Plug song with Bag, the streets thought they knew it was coming next. Everybody expected Bag to sign with Dolph and Paper Route and keep it on a South Memphis tip, but Bag had his own plans.
With Moneybag, he was supposed to sign with Dolph. Dolph was that artist that really stamped there. He was that artist that stamped, bro. Where I need a plug. South Memphis shit.
Bag had been in talks with Yo Gotti for some months, and in October 2016, he shook up the city when he signed with CMG for about $250,000.
And then he went in, you know what I'm saying? Saying with Gotti.
That was like true, that don't it?
Like I'm saying with Gotti.
That is him.
Man, they made a lot of people, which y'all know is all on social media.
They playing shit. You know, niggas playing the wing. Once I found what I believe in, I stood on it, and I still stand on it, and I'm gonna forever stand on it, and I'm ready to whatever come behind, and I'm dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the biggest giant, you got to just be like, man, this is what I want, this is what I believe in. I'm standing on it. Whatever you want, come on with it. You know what I mean?
When it gets my hood and CMG, it gets my hood and CMG.
BEO Lil Kenny.
Be quiet, be quiet. I said be quiet. Hell. Oh, let me see.
Was the co-leader of Young Mob. He did a bid for allegedly boxing someone's car in, hopping out with a chopper and kidnapping
Check my
them.
inbox, okay.
Lil Kenny wasn't nothing to play with. He grew up in Walker homes with people like Moneybag Yo and Bread Gang manager Dan Joe. He was on No Jumper and gave his take on Bag signing with Gotti.
It wasn't really no bad blood, but niggas came straight off like, yeah, hey, I do what I want to do. Fuck what a nigga think. Like, a nigga ain't tripped on you, bro. You hear me? You get what I'm saying? It's like a nigga got defensive, and like nobody ain't tripped on you, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Bag was dropping his nuts and was willing to go against his own hood and stand on the move he made. And he dropped a mixtape called Too Federal with Yo Gotti right after he signed. Bag felt a way about his relationship with the mob. He felt like he didn't get the support and backing like other rappers from the mob, so he kind of felt like he was doing what he had to do. It took over a year for Bag and the mob to patch things up, and he even did a song with BEO Lil Kenny after the whole situation. Along with the...
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
The grapes he was running with, OG Boo Dirty even stepped up for Bag when Rollo, a rapper and reputed trafficker from the Bluff in Atlanta, started trolling Bag on social media, laughing at Bag's prom pictures and saying Bag was running from him.
Pulled up to the show, up money bag. He done got lost quick. You can ask.
Bag showed up to Atlanta with some grapes.
Hold on, y'all. I be scared to play a video all the way through, because I think it's supposed to be commentary in it. Hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me.
And he parlayed that alley-oop from basically he parlayed that alley-oop into signing with CMG. That shit crazy. Yeah, buddy. Facelift did do him justice. He was looking like a chicken on that interview. looking like a goddamn Dodgers chicken plate. But hey, man.
It's a good documentary, you guys. It's a good documentary. I'd be kind of scared to play the documentary all the way through, because I think you're supposed to do commentary in between when you're playing other folks' stuff. But they say the guy has left. They say he's gone. But I thought about that. I looked at it, but I didn't get a chance to see all of it, because I actually went to the part where he actually it was actually what I saw of it. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. I don't know why he took it down. The only thing I could see was I don't know. I don't know if he got some strikes or what, but I get paranoid. Anyways, you guys, I've been on here for 3 hours. I need to go on and put my chicken on the grill. I need to run to my lawyer's office. And yeah, I got some more stuff I got to do tonight. So I'm glad I got on. I want to go and cook my meals, though. I got to go get me some soup. I'm doing chicken and soup now. Yeah, he said he reacted to it without issues. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here so I can go. I need to go pick up some paperwork. And I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. When we get back on, I won't be able to get back on tonight because I gotta go work tonight. But I don't have to work tomorrow night. So we'll get back on. Maybe we'll talk about that documentary tomorrow. Yeah, this was a good live. I appreciated everybody for the interactions. This was actually one of the listen, it was lighthearted, even though we talked about serious stuff. This was one of the times I enjoy y'all all the time, but I actually really had a fun time. Like everybody was able to commentate and give their opinions without all of the heaviness and stuff. We was really on our grown folks stuff today. So I really appreciated that. I appreciated that. And we talked about quite a few topics. So listen, that documentary though, I think I want to talk about tomorrow. I wish I could get on tonight and talk about it, but I'm not going to be able to do it tonight. Yeah, not unless I take my computer with me. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. It has been a pleasure. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.